Before we just do this, I'm going to hand this microphone to our beautiful bride.
Okay, I feel like I'm very aware of the fact that there's been a lot of talking, so I'm going to try to make this quick. But I'm going to grab my daddy-o. So the father-daughter dance is a long-standing tradition at weddings. And when I looked up the significance of it, I got a lot of articles about how it's supposed to honor the relationship between a daughter and her dad before she officially becomes a wife and before her dad hands over her care to her husband. For those of you who know my dad and I well, you can imagine that the idea of a first dance was one of the last things we thought about. And also one of the last things we wanted to do. So in lieu of a dance, we decided to do things our own way, and I instead wanted to take a moment to toast to my daddy-o. Yeah! And hopefully I can make him cry, because I haven't done that yet in my 27 years. So. I've always referred to myself as a daddy's girl. Sorry, Mama, I'm doubling down now in front of all these people, so I guess there's no going back. He is the most patient, level-headed, worldly man I know, and the first one I ever loved. He has never failed in his steadfast support of me and my path, whatever it may be. People have always assumed that I chose medicine because of him, because I felt pressured. But that couldn't be farther from the truth. He has always been patient and allowed me to come to my own conclusions in time, ready to give his full support. There's no one I know to be more practical, rational, and reasonable than him, and yet none of it precludes him from being uniquely affectionate. He gives his all to the people he loves, and shows it in the way he charges my car and fills it with gas when I'm home, drives all the way into the city to pick up our furniture that we no longer have room for, and stops at the Indian store just to pick up my favorite snack and Rishabh's favorite juice. And in the last few years especially, I have watched him develop a relationship with Rishabh. In the way he asks about the latest crypto developments. In the way he asks about his watches, though I think he has a secret interest in them too. In the way he always reminds me to send Rishabh a picture when we go to one of our favorite chat spots on Long Island without him. And in the way they chat about all the different ways JetBlue's Mosaic 3 is different than Mosaic 4. And while all of these are reason enough for him to deserve a special toast, the thing I love most about him is the way that he continues to show up as the same dad he was when I was little and still learning some of his most practical life lessons. Did you turn off all the lights downstairs? Did you turn the AC down to 68? Did you comb your hair today? Followed up by, are you planning to? And most recently, 5 days ago, when he said, did you pack yet, for the 7th time? And although I pretend to act offended and remind him that I'm 27 now, it's something that I hope he never stops doing. It makes me feel like daddy's little girl all over again. So to my daddy, I love you more than all the Johnny Keys in the world. It's my favorite snack. I promise to stay your little girl as long as you keep reminding me to go to bed at 10:30.
And now it's time for the first dance.